it would seem we're in 2015, and that is exciting and weird at the same time. Today's my wrap up for December, and let's talk about the 4 books I read starting now. The first book I read in December was Ark by Stephen Baxter. This is the continuation to Flood by Stephen Baxter. It's the second book. If you saw my video for the worst books of 2014 that I read, then you would know that the first book made that list. So you can probably imagine that I wasn't very excited to read the second one. Because the first one was so disappointing, I did not have very high expectations for this second one, but I was pleasantly surprised. Like, whoa, was I surprised. This book was so much better than the first one. I felt the first book had so much potential and it didn't use the potential and use it to the fullest that it could have, and this one did, and I really enjoyed it so much more than the first one. If you ever read the books, just don't read the first one and just read the second one because it's so much better. After that, I read a legendary book, and that is Neil Patrick Harris's Choose Your Own Autobiography by Neil Patrick Harris. This is Neil Patrick Harris's autobiography, obviously, and it was just so awesome. It was just freaking awesome. If I could give Neil Patrick Harris a high five, which I actually have already done in person, just saying what up, then I would give him another high five because he's that awesome, and this book is so enjoyable. If you love autobiographies, then definitely check this out because it's so fun, it's awesome, and it's so heartfelt, and it's just amazing. And if you love NPH, just get the book. It's because it's so awesome, and I love this book oh so much. After that, I read Artemis Fowl by Ian Colfer. I tried to get into these books when I was very young, maybe when I was around 11, and I couldn't get into them. And I picked this up not too long ago, and I wanted to give it another go. And this book is pretty much just about this kid who's like super brilliant, and he's trying to get revenge and like money and whatnot from these fairies, and it's just so like a crazy book that's all over the place. It wasn't the best. I read through it very quickly. The story was okay. I know I would have enjoyed this more if I would have forced myself to get into these when I was younger. Sadly, I'm gonna say it wasn't so entertaining for me. It was a little just meh. It didn't really keep my full attention that a book usually does when it grips me. This book was just like, oh, let me just skim a few pages here and there, and I finished it so quickly, but it just wasn't for me. The last book I read in 2014 was A Carry On Death by Michael Stanley. This is a detective novel, the first book in a detective series for a detective named Kubu. I still don't know if that's how you say his name, but this book was really good. I don't read a lot of detective novels, or ever have, and for this to be purely like a detective novel, it was really fun and exciting for me because, like I said, never read stuff like that before, and also really exciting because this book is based in Africa, and I have never, at least that I remember, read a book based in Africa. So the setting was really cool, and I really liked the tone and the atmosphere, and just everything I was reading was new to me because I'd never been in this setting before, and that really made my reading experience that much better. So I'm getting this cool murder mystery as well as like the setting being awesome, and I'm in Africa, and it was just really fun. There's a few more detective novel books for this detective, and I really want to check them out. So hopefully soon maybe I can purchase those because it was just really fun. If you love detective novels, I would definitely check this out. Granted, I've only really read one detective novel, so I'm not the best person for advice on detective novels, but I really enjoyed this, and you should check it out. So I only read 4 books. You know, I was really busy with the holidays and work and whatnot, but January I plan on reading a lot more because I just have work and I don't go back to school till like the end of the month. And with that being said, I should have a lot of extra spare time on my hands. Fingers crossed I do, at least. So hopefully I read a lot more. My goal is at least 5 books because I've been reading like 3 to 4 books these last few months each month, and that's like I want to read at least 5 books this month, so hopefully I can do that. If you read any of these books, leave a comment below. We can talk about them and whatnot, and yeah, so I am at a loss for words because I don't know what else to talk about, so I'm gonna go. Okay, bye.